Well, my grandma.
Come by the flag here. You take me everywhere.
Eh.
You to church. Take me everywhere. Do the snow.
So, man, well, tell us about your relationship with your grandmother and what do you do to provide her with the hospitality that she need in her greatest, latest, and most extraordinary years?
Yeah, first of all, we have what we call it like a bond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyday life, I see her like as a living legend.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I see her every day, I'm very happy.
Mm.
The way she's strong, keep the life going, and everything around her is good. So anytime when she wanna go out, she always call on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't hesitate to always take her wherever she wanna go. And I can see since he started his agency and all that,
Mm-hmm.
she's doing very well. And I think this time, I think we are seeing a new people coming around,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see Nikki, and I've been watching her some time now.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing very well too. And my grandma, she's the architect
Yes.
for the foundation.
Absolutely.
And I believe that they can learn so much from her,
Mm-hmm.
and from there they take it from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer?
How you doing, Mrs. Bueller? Okay, so today we're going to ask a couple questions and answers to better help us out and getting to know who you are, the founder of this great organization. You've lived through eras that reshape history. What moments in your life first called you into activism?
It's not a movement. It was always because I couldn't do it where I was, but America gave me the opportunity to fulfill within me what I always wanted to do. Having agency, I am a people person. I like to serve. I'm a born servant. I was trained to be a servant. All I know to do is to serve.
That right there was absolutely amazing. What was it like standing in the same movements as leaders like Dr. King and how did those experiences shape your philosophy today?
Accepting the everyday challenge. Every day was a challenge. You know what people think what I use what makes it happen. Everything to me was a challenge to overcome. Yeah, things that you learn and learning to accept challenges and make it be a positive.
So I have another question for you that I know that people are going to want to hear. When you founded this organization, what problems were you trying to solve that others were overlooking?
Well, the problem was for black people to serve themselves. In college, I learned that, and my teacher was an English woman from England.
Mm-hmm.
She said community should learn to take care of themselves. That we have the same brains if we are taught. And she taught me community organization and what to look for. I had a good supervisor, a good mentor. I meet good people.
Looking at this display of your life's work, I mean, look around you right now. As you look around at your display of your life's work, which moment carried the deepest emotional meaning for you?
Every moment was a different one. Everyone I had to learn. And I'm blessed to have supported people in my life. I had people I could let them know how I feel. Not hurting them, but understanding. The feeling of coming to a country and want to do certain things.
Yes. And I feel exactly what you're saying right now
Yes.
with everything that's going on. But what sacrifices did you make that people today might never see behind the success?
No sacrifices. Only have what is important. No material things. Just needs.
Just needs.
Yeah, you don't know material things. I do without everything, as most people had. But my ancestors were very good to me. I was blessed. My ancestors.
Now, speaking about your ancestors, how did your cultural identity influence the way you built and led this organization?
Because I have good support. I didn't do it all by myself. I find people within the community who have the same idea that I have. And they was around to bring what they had to offer. I couldn't do it by myself.
I need to know, at what moment did you realize it was time to pass leadership to the next generation?
I always had it because I see that building where we are, how it failed because they did not prepare someone to continue the work.
Yes.
I see 4 non-profit fail because of that reason.
Yes.
They didn't have someone to give the touch to. And we have young people who are very mature. And we have older people who don't have it. So I always tell them age is a number.
Age is a number.
And then you can learn at any stages you want. And it depends on what you're looking for. And I was always in touch with divine intelligence, asking God for his grace.
Yes.
And he preserved me. It's not on your own you do anything.
Yes.
I am the one standing before, but I had backups. I could cry too. Sleepless nights.
With that being said, what qualities did you see in Nicola that told you she's ready to carry this forward?
Well, she said good, and I had an agency that selected someone to help me.
Yes.
I wanted someone who already had some experience.
If somebody walked through the doors right now, and they could take one action today, what would you give them as a mission to carry forward?
Self-searching.
Self-searching.
Search yourself.
Search yourself.
And see what it is, where you are within yourself. Because many times people don't know where they are. But my ancestor blessed me, and they asked me for success. I am my kind and passionate spirit, the passion of my chosen journey, from hence I came. The passion of my chosen journey, from hence I came, has prepared me to master myself so I could be the servant of others. If you only master yourself, when you master yourself, you become the servant to others.
Yes. That was absolutely amazing. Could you do me a favor? I have some personal questions. Then we took a walk. We took a walk down the street there, and we saw that on the walls there was pictures of you through history. Jesse Jackson, a lot of luminaries. Right behind you have Ralph Abernathy. You have Mr. John Lewis and Mrs. Fannie Lou Hammer. All these great luminaries behind you, and then you have you to the right, a painting worthy of having Mona Lisa's stamp of approval.
Because I know they're all were faithful people.
It was faithful people.
Right through their hearts.
Tell me.
All that went through the mountain top where I get the
Tell me about
scholarship.
those moments.
The
How did you get the
Ralph
scholarship?
Abernathy, he's his only friend he only had. And Elvie King was my only friend for everything. One woman was my friend, Elvie King. she was a friend like Ralph Abernathy. I was looking for a friend,
Uh-huh.
like what Martin said. He was his only friend he ever had.
Mm.
And you know, friendship.
Friendship.
Someone who would tell me when you're wrong and when you're right,
Absolutely.
and when we can go along.
Mm-hmm.
We walk together, me and every king.
But can you look at the camera and can you tell the generations before you today and the generations yet to come a message of hope, a message of endurance, and a message of patience that can guide them along the way well after you pass the torch on to Miss Nicole?
Speak louder than their lips. Not only talking, but doing.
Yes.
I didn't do talking, I did. That's how you learn.
That's right. Mrs. Bueller, this was an absolute honor being able to interview you. Madam, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I look forward to seeing your work in the near future. And as you pass this torch over, I want you to sit back. Ladies,
I have no regrets of, if I had to do it again, I would do it all over again.
thank you.
That was my passion, to leave something behind and to say, well, I know that I did something. I didn't only live, I fear.
Yes.
I
Ladies,
have no regrets of, if I had to do it again, I would do it all over again.
thank you.
That was my passion, to leave something behind and to say, well, I know that I did something. I didn't only live, I fear.
Yes. Hello, Mrs. Carroll. How we doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Listen, I'm blessed and honored to be here today, interviewing you wonderful people about what is going on here and can you please, first and foremost, just tell everybody who you are, what you represent, and how you came into the organization before we start asking questions, okay?
Oh, that sounds great. Okay, well, my name is Carol Thompson, and I joined the organization. I am presently a board member. I am the board chair on the board, and I joined the organization in February of 2025. So it's been a little over a year.
What does it mean to protect the integrity of an organization with such deep roots?
Oh my goodness, it's an honor. It's truly an honor. I mean, how many organizations do you know that have been led by a woman for over 60 years? One woman over 60 years. And the impact that she's made not only with the organization, but with the community is just amazing. And it's one of the reasons why I was just so excited to come into this organization and to be a small part of that amazing legacy.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. What are some of the biggest risks facing the organizations like this today as we grow and older?
Oh, that's a good question. There are, with this current administration, many organizations are concerned about funds that are being cut, programs that are being cut out. And of course, that always impacts the marginalized communities in our cities greater than anyone else. And so the challenge here is to try to continue to provide the kind of care that our community needs at this time, and to be able to continue this in an effort to kind of continue that legacy. Obviously, funds coming from the state or the city, our fundraising will need to expand. We will need to get more sponsors. We'll need to get more people to help and be more boots on the ground, particularly during these challenging times. But I'm excited at this time for our organization because we've got a new senior executive team. We have a new CEO and a new CFO and an amazing board that we have recently expanded. And so together we should be able to surmount any challenges.
How do you measure impact beyond numbers and funding? I mean, you being a numbers woman, how do you measure impact beyond numbers and funding?
You know, it's a simple answer, and that would be client satisfaction. Our clients are all over the city and in our communities, and so their satisfaction in the work and the support services that we provide, that's how I measure the success, and that's how we collectively measure the success and determine what needs to improve. And through those initiatives, we're poised to have a much longer stay in our community and to continue to expand our client base.
As it relates to culture, what role does culture play in the boardrooms?
Well, what culture does that role play? I'm going to say first and foremost diversity. You know, we come from many different backgrounds. So where my background is finance and corporate real estate, we have one that have served in the community as police officers. So we have a math teacher who has been with our organization, has been as treasurer, and he's been with our organization over 10 years. It's different professional disciplines. We have those that are in the home health care, have been in the home health care. So we try to keep the board diverse so that we can bring different skills in order to create a whole.
Yes. See, and that is a very critical thing, bringing the skills and the cultures and how the cultures and the skills can collaborate in a diverse nation. That is how you build a strong foundation that supports such an organization as such. Now,
Exactly.
That is exactly what we needed to hear right now. How do you keep the mission alive during these difficult seasons?
You know, that's a really good question, because obviously we've dealt with difficult seasons, whether it's been COVID or the subsequent years since COVID, with the administration that is making lots of cuts just across the board. I think obviously organizational skills and efficiency in our office and in our back office, being good stewards of what we have been provided in order to run this organization. So those are even more critical during difficult times. And I think a commitment to be boots on the ground with our communities in order to engage them and help them help us.
Absolutely are going to be honoring guests and members of the board and doing a transition.
We will be honoring the legacy of the Caribbean Foundation.
Yes.
By with a Two Kings theme, and that will be Mel King, who is our very own. We can say that both the Kings were our very own because they were here in Boston. Mel King, obviously born and raised here, as well as Martin Luther King, who was educated here. His higher education was here. He lived right on Mass Ave. And it was Beulah Providence, when she first came started the organization, it was through a Martin Luther King scholarship. And so her commitment every year to put this banquet together is to honor that legacy. And we have the extreme honor of collaborating with the Mel King Group to be able to honor both of our kings in this city.
Absolutely.
So this Sunday, we are so looking forward to the celebration. There will be great food, great entertainment, and we will be able to honor the founder of this organization, Miss Beulah Providence.
If someone watching this interview could take one action today to carry this mission forward, what would you ask them to do?
Sponsor, donate, be a part of what we are hoping to achieve over the next 25 years.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to share what's been on my heart regarding this organization.
My name's Eliana Lise Sosa. I'm from Dorchester native my whole life. My parents are Puerto Rican, one of them, the other one's Dominican. So I'm also of Caribbean background. I'm from this organization. I know the people in the area. I know how we are, our culture per se. I actually was looking for something that would be a good fit for me, something that would be in the healthcare realm, but something that spoke to me. So being of Caribbean background, being from Dorchester, I found the Caribbean Foundation of Boston, and I was like, oh, that's for me. So what I do day to day, I supervise home health aides, I supervise the visits, and I keep track of the administrative side of what goes on with that.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing, because I mean, things that are serving the community is what we need right now as we're moving forward. But what I have for you right now is, what does a day in your role look like when you're serving the community directly?
Okay. Well, it could change day by day. I'm here taking the phones. I might get a call from somebody's grandmother who's having the worst day of her life, and her homemaker didn't make it better.
What does a day in your role look like when you're serving the community directly?
Yeah, so I serve the community directly in a couple ways. Typically a day-to-day here, I speak with a lot of our clients. Sometimes I get someone who's having the worst day of their life. Sometimes I get someone who was having the worst day of their life until they saw their aide, and now they feel a million times better. So working directly with the community, I'm kind of keeping everybody safe and keeping everybody happy. A big goal of mine is to make sure that everyone's happy at home and that I'm pairing people with people that they like.
That's exactly what we need here in this thing, finding out the needs of the people. Okay, so you know these things, and with this question right here, it should really caveat off what you just said. What are the real needs you are seeing on the ground right now?
Absolutely. So I think a big need that I see isn't getting fulfilled is companion services. Companion services is typically when someone goes to the home. They could be reading a book, doing some artwork, making a snack, just hanging out. And you see, we have our elders are living longer and longer and longer. And so they need companionship. And a lot of the time, I feel like that's not being ordered for them.
And so you know the feelings of this. How do you translate leadership vision into real world action when this is going on?
So my leadership style, I like to make sure that, since I've done the work before, I like to make sure that the person I send is accommodating and is good at dealing with different scenarios. So we have people who, for example, maybe they're hesitant to receive care. They don't want you touching their stuff. Then the aide says to me, well, how do I do that? Typically how I translate that is I'll go on the field and I'll try to do something specific with the client and with the aide, give the aide some type of ideas, teach them like a better bedside manner and how to handle it.
What's one moment with a client or family that reminded you why this work really does matter?
Just last Thursday, I saw a client. She has a beautiful home in Mattapan. Beautiful old structure. You don't see homes like that anymore. It's no everything's open for plan now. You don't see the beautiful finishes and all the touches that her home has. And she actually receives heavy chore service. As I'm talking with her, she's telling me, you should have seen it when it was clean. You should have seen it when it's clean. When it's clean, come back. Her home is one that is going to take a while to get back to its previous state, but I see the pure joy in her eyes as the aide is working to get her back to that state. And that's what really matters. That's what really matters, because people do have challenges in their day-to-day lives as they're aging. Death anxiety is real, and it's good to have organizations like you that help with the challenges of that and allow people to move into the next transition smoothly and well. What challenges do people face that aren't often talked about? Feelings of shame. I feel like the hardest thing for an elder to do is admit that they need help. A lot of the times you're talking to people who were very independent in their previous life. They've lived so long, been able to do so many things pridefully, with pride. And so it's hard to ask for help and it's hard to receive the help sometimes.
And that is true. As you age, you do feel a sense that you're losing your sovereignty. They say, once a man, twice a child.
All right.
Pediatrics and geriatrics are cousins. Both nurture us into the next stage of our life. But with that being said, how does this organization create dignity, not just support for the people it serves.
We're empowering everybody whose home we go into. So something that's important that I always make sure to tell the aides, if they're having a rough day, if the person's having a rough day, whatever, you always make them feel good at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're having a hard day. It doesn't matter if you're not understanding each other. You make sure that when you leave there, that person's happy and that person feels secure. Even if they're giving you a hard time, you make sure that they feel heard, that they get the respect that they're demanding.
That right there is a world-class AAA status ouncer, and it was given to the American people from the heart, from people who are guaranteeing absolute satisfaction with the jobs that they're doing. People, this is the type of stuff that we need to be hearing every day. But with that being said, I mean, you're helping those ones who are less fortunate than what we are, and that's what God gave you to give for. But what keeps you motivated during those difficult days?
It could be me one day. Everybody's gonna age. We're all gonna get older. Who knows what God has in store for each of us? So I would like to see that translated in the care that I gave the elderly. I would like to see that translated in whatever type of care I get one day. And so I believe that you give what you put out. Everything that you put out in this life, you get it back. So
absolutely, and that right there is true. What you put out, you do get back in the end. How do you measure though? How do you measure success in your role personally?
By how happy my clients are. And I can tell how happy they are because they call me here and they call me their baby and they love me.
That's all that matters. That is all that matters. Now, what systems, okay, or resources do you wish existed to better serve your community?
I honestly wish, and this is like a large scale thing, I can't do anything about it. I wish doctors' offices, like primary care providers, could order services for their clients. Oftentimes it gets lost in the insurance model, and you have pushbacks from insurance, you have pushbacks from case managers. It's a lot of people in the process to get a service implemented for someone. I wish we had a more direct way to do it, and that way the elderly would be getting their services as soon as possible.
And guess what? Those words right there just might change the flow of healthcare as it pertains to taking care of our elderly and our disabled. I have a few more questions for you, and you've already hit the marks on the previous ones. This one right here really does cater to the impact that you make on the world and the existence that you currently live in. What impact do you see this organization having 5 years from now?
My hope is that we can continue servicing the communities that we've serviced and target more people and get more people in the door. Obviously, there's a lot of things in the middle for how that translates, but my goal is to make sure we're serving the whole city. We're not leaving any corner untouched, and that we are able to expand our reach and how many people we can reach.
Cleaning bedpans, cleaning diapers, cleaning up after our elderly and our disabled is not an easy job. It is a job that requires patience, endurance, and understanding. You listen to understand, not just respond. Those are the things that we need in the medical field. When we're dealing with these situations, we need people like you that can actually do this. Now, the question that I've asked all day, now you are Anchor. You are Anchor. Now you're going to be the one that's going to sum it all up for us now, okay? If someone watching this interview could take one action today to carry this mission forward, what would you ask them to do?
Call us and bring your heart.
Call us and bring your heart?
Yep.
That's what I like to hear, people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How are we doing today, Miss Nicola?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
It's absolutely amazing to see you. As you already know, we already spoke to Mrs. Bueller. We had an absolute wonderful time speaking with Miss Carol Thomas, and now we have an honor to speak with you. All right, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you come from? How did you get to this point in your life right here, and any education that you want to share with us?
Sure. Well, my name is Nicola Holness, and I am the Chief Executive Officer for the Caribbean Foundation of Boston, doing business as Urban Community Homemaking. I got to this point in life having spent the last 20 years of my career in the nonprofit sector within Massachusetts, working for some of the larger nonprofits in the area, to mention a few: Harvard School of Public Health, Massachusetts Association for Mental Health, as well as Partners Healthcare, now Mass General Brigham. In terms of my education, I have business degrees, both undergrad and grad, from UMass Boston and Simmons College.
Wow. What did it feel like to step into leadership of something built by such a powerful legacy?
You know, it felt both humbling and empowering. I'm stepping into something that was built with incredible care and intention and bravery. And, you know, it's my responsibility to honor that legacy while positioning the organization to grow in today's landscape.
That right there is exactly what America and Beyond needs to be listening to every day. But with that being said, what is the biggest responsibility you carry, not as CEO, but as a steward of history?
To protect the soul of the work while ensuring its impact continues to grow. I would say that's at the crux of what I've been charged with.
That right there is exactly what you've been charged with, and everybody here thanks you for that. I mean, but with that being said, also, like, how do you balance honoring the founder's vision while also evolving for the new generations?
Sure. Well, I listen, right? I stay attentive to the changing needs of the community, and I remain ready to respond. I mean, while maintaining the standard of care upon which this agency was built. I mean, for me, it's not about choosing between honoring the founder's vision or evolving.
With everything that you've just said, how do you balance honoring the founder's vision while also evolving for the new generations?
Well, you know, I listen. I stay attentive to the changing needs of the community, and I remain ready to respond while maintaining the standard of care upon which this agency was built.
And with that being said, what are the modern challenges this organization faces that didn't exist before?
Right. So, I mean, what didn't exist before is the speed and scale of change the community is facing. Everything is evolving quickly and resources are diminishing rapidly. So we're living in an environment of uncertainty. At the same time, we're holding ourselves to an even higher standard of care. So that's the balance. How do we do more with less?
And looking into leadership, I mean, you have leadership that plays a major part in this challenge that you have. And with that being said, what does leadership look like to you when no one is watching?
I think leadership is really holding firm to my principles, right? And it's standing in integrity when nobody's looking.
Now, I have more questions for you. This one right here really does define success as it pertains to you. How do you define success for this organization today?
Well, success today is about strengthening our foundation while expanding our reach. That means building strong systems, strong financial health, and a supported workforce, right? And the ability to meet the growing community needs without compromising our standard of care. That's what success will really look like for us in this iteration of the agency's life.
You have been in the hot seat for a while. And I've asked this question all day long. And I need to know from you. I have to ask you this closing question. If someone watching this interview could take one action today to carry this mission forward, what would you ask them to do?
I would say stand on principle, stand on integrity, be generous, right? It's out of generosity, the generosity of Miss Providence's heart, that this agency was born. It's out of a generous gift from Dr. Martin Luther King that she was afforded the chance to go to university and equip herself to do something for her community. And so I would say take that vein of generosity and kindness and carry it forward.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I can't wait till the event starts.
course.
Okay, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we go?
One love.